listening to Keep Sports News, KSN.
All right, guys, hello. Welcome to Keat Sports News, episode 137 on a Monday. That's right. I wasn't able to come back this past weekend. Just some other stuff happened, and I wasn't really able to do one. So, yeah. It is what it is. I know, didn't really have the time. I know, back-to-back days, I just didn't really have the time. And speaking of not having much time, I don't really have much time for this episode. I know, it's kind of unfortunate. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm not gonna talk about everything, because I'll be back again tomorrow, so that way I can talk about some other things tomorrow. All right, do I have the clock ready? So let's do 4 minutes this time. I don't have a lot of topics to talk about, but that's okay, because it'll be 4 minutes per topic. So you read the title of this episode. That's right. The NBA and Stanley Cup Final are set. Yeah. All right. Let's get into that. And here we go. All right, so the first thing, we'll go back to Friday night, the Stanley Cup playoffs, the East Final between the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. And I wasn't surprised Carolina won. I just could not see Montreal pulling off a miracle, winning 3 straight playoff games and 2 of them in Carolina. I just did not see that happening. But congratulations to the Hurricanes. They earned it. Okay. You know, game 1, they didn't look so well. I guess it's because they were off. Didn't play for 11 days, you know. So, but they are a really, really great team. I wonder if the Buffalo Sabres would play better against the Carolina Hurricanes. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like the Sabres. They should have beaten the Canadiens. You know, I mean, Montreal got lucky twice. They beat Tampa on the road in Game 7 with only 9 shots on goal, I believe it was, and they somehow beat the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo in overtime. I mean, like, wow, they got lucky. I just did not see them getting lucky again in Carolina. So, I mean, yeah, I was kind of rooting for them, you know. Would be cool to see that team in the final. But congratulations once again to the Carolina Hurricanes. Their last appearance was 20 years ago. And they will be hosting Game 1. Yes, they have a better record. They'll be facing the Vegas Golden Knights. It should be a very interesting series. It begins tomorrow night. Tomorrow night would have been Game 7 of that East Final, so I guess they decided to have the Stanley Cup as soon as possible instead of waiting until, I think, Thursday night? So they're having it 2 days earlier. So, yeah. But it'll be interesting. I will preview that tomorrow. I'll give you my quick predictions on that. All right. It should be an interesting series. It'll be on ABC. Because last year was on TNT, so they alternate. Okay. And I like both. I like both coverages. They're both great. I mean, TNT, they have that post show. ESPN, they don't really have a post show. I mean, I guess it's part of SportsCenter, with Scott Van Pelt if he's on. So, yeah, we're down to the last two teams here. Am I going to root for a team in this final? I don't think I will. I hope it goes 7 games, which means, Carolina, if that's the case, they'll be hosting Game 7, so I might cheer for the Hurricanes. Vegas, they won it a couple of years ago, so yeah, I don't see this series being one-sided. All right, now the NBA. The NBA had a Game 7 on Saturday night between the San Antonio Spurs against the Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending champions. Now, I did not watch that live because I was actually out of town. I went out of town last Saturday. But that's okay because it was on Peacock, NBC, and I know you can watch it on demand, and that's what I did on Sunday night, yesterday evening, yeah. And I didn't get spoiled. I've done a great job not getting spoiled because I don't watch everything live. But yeah. Because it's hard. It's hard to watch everything live, So I had to put that game on the big screen. Yes, y'all know I have 4 TVs, so I put the most important game on the big screen because it's Game 7. Mike Tirico, fantastic as usual. This game, I had a feeling it would be a close game, and it was close. Pretty much the whole game was close. San Antonio was winning pretty much the whole game. At one point, OKC took the lead. But man, San Antonio, they were ready to play. And if you remember, I think I made a prediction for this Game 7. I did pick the Thunder to win because I did say that home court. It seemed like home court really mattered in that series, but not for San Antonio. Yep, congratulations to the Spurs. They did it with the tallest player in the league, Victor Wembanyama from France. They did win Games 1 and 7 on the road, by the way. I remember watching SportsCenter. They showed a graphic. It only happened 4 times in the history where the visiting team won both Games 1 and 7. That is impressive. In San Antonio, they'll be hosting Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the New York Knicks on Wednesday night, also on ABC. So almost every night, you're going to have a Stanley Cup Final, an NBA Final game. You know what? To be honest, I was sort of hoping San Antonio would be in the finals just because, last year it was OKC. So we're getting the New York Knicks, a team that hasn't been in the finals since 1999, that hasn't won it since 1973 against the tallest player in the league in the San Antonio Spurs. Their last time was, I think, 2014. This is a rematch from the 1999 NBA Finals. How interesting is that? And the Spurs won that one, I believe, in 5 games. So, I have to cheer for the Knicks because it's been forever. You know, Stephen A. Smith's favorite team, John McEnroe's favorite team. You cannot be serious. Spike Lee, you know, we'll see what happens. I think this will also be a great NBA Finals. All right. So I mentioned John McEnroe, and we're going to get into the French Open because, my gosh, more upsets. More upsets on the French Open. I probably can't remember all of them, but, you know, the last episode was titled Yannick Sinner out at the French Open, who was the world number one, or he still is the world number one. But the day after, the next day, the GOAT, Novak Djokovic, got eliminated. Wow. Some people were surprised that his match was not at night. Instead, they put Alexander Zverev at night because he took on a French player. I can understand that. I guess they didn't want to have both players play night matches at the exact same time. Because remember, Court Philippe Chatrier is not the only court that has a retractable roof. There's another court, I believe it's called Suzanne Lenglen. That's like the secondary court, the second court. It's like in the Australian Open. You got Rod Laver Arena, that's the main court. The second one is Margaret Court Arena, all right? But what a match that was for Novak. I didn't see it live because I was at work. And I thought he would win, you know, because thought he would go pretty far into the tournament after Yannick Sinner got eliminated. But no, he also got eliminated. It must have been the heat. It's been super hot in Paris as it is down here in South Louisiana. Isn't that crazy? Very unusual for Paris to have this heat. But now the weather is cooling down. But I've said this before. Why can't they close the roof? I guarantee you, if they were to close the roof, both Sinner and Djokovic would have won their matches. I think they would. Especially Sinner. Yeah, Novak. Let me just say this. Give him credit. Even though he lost, the fact that he played in almost a 5-hour match at 39 years old is very impressive. He went the whole match. I mean, he's a winner. So, yeah. I was hoping he can make a run because, you know, doesn't have to face Carlos Alcaraz or Yannick Sinner, but he also got eliminated. This tournament is wide open. It really is. We'll see who can do this. Well, now I'm hoping it's Alexander Zverev because I mentioned this before. He is the best player that hasn't won a Grand Slam yet. I did not watch any Sunday's matches, so I'm wondering, did he get eliminated? I don't want to know because I'll probably watch his match tonight. But what if he's next to get eliminated? Oh my gosh. If not him, then yes, I would like to see an American male. I know that Francis Tiafoe's in it. He's still in it, I believe. He's entertaining. Women's side, the defending champion Coco Gauff got eliminated. I know, right? More upsets. Amanda Anisimova also got eliminated. I think Sabalenka's going to win the whole thing. Aryna Sabalenka, the world number one. Unless if that's going to be the next... Maybe that'll be the next upset of the tournament. Who the freak knows at this point? So there you go. The French Open is wide open. We might have two teenage champions. We'll see. I don't know when's the last time that happened on both men's and women's tennis. Okay, so those are the topics that I want to talk about. So we're going to get right into the birthdays. That's right. Don't have much time, folks, so let's get right into it. Now, because I missed Saturday and Sunday, we're going to do belated birthdays on both May 30th and May 31st. But that's okay because I could not find any athletes' birthdays for today. except for one announcer. So only one birthday wish on June 1st, and that is an announcer, not an athlete. All these other birthdays are belated birthdays from May 30th, May 31st. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 birthdays. Okay, here we go, folks. Alright, belated birthday. If I can find it. Happy belated birthday from May 30th. First one we got is Manny Ramírez. So Manny Ramírez. Sorry guys, I know I sound different because I'm getting tired, and I also bit my lip, and that is it hurts like a bitch when you bit your lip. It hurts like a bitch. It does. So, Manny Ramírez. I can't pronounce his last name for some reason. Manny Ramírez. There we go. What the heck is wrong with me? From Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. 54 years old. 12-time MLB All-Star who played for the Cleveland Indians, Boston Red Sox, and Los Angeles Dodgers, winning 2 World Series championships with Boston and hitting 555 career home runs. In 2017, the Japanese team, the Kachi Fighting Dogs, signed Ramírez to play for the team. Before fame, he was named Minor League Player of the Year by Baseball America in 1993. Trivia: he was integral in Boston's World Series championship in 2004, winning World Series MVP and helping the team break their 86-year championship drought. Family life: he has 3 sons, the eldest, Manny Jr., from a previous relationship. Manuelito and Lucas were born to he and his wife, Juliana Monteiro. Associated with, he and David Ortiz combined to form one of the most lethal duels in all of MLB, winning 2 World Series championships together in Boston. All right. So yeah, the Boston Red Sox team back in the 2000s were amazing. As Pedro Martinez would say, the Yankees are my daddy. Next birthday is Clint Bowyer, former NASCAR driver, current announcer, I believe, auto racer, who was a NASCAR Nationwide Series champion in 2008. He also won the 2011 Prelude to the Dream Race. He came in second in the 2012 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Before fame, he began on the motocross circuit, starting at the age of 5. Trivia: in addition to his racing accomplishments, he also became a noted philanthropist, organizing a gold charity event in his hometown. He has gained over 210,000 followers on Instagram as a result of his racing fame. Family life: he grew up in Emporia, Kansas. Associated with, in 2004, he began sharing time with Kevin Harvick in his number 21 Reese's Chevrolet. All right, so I do remember Clint Bowyer as a racer back then. The good old days of NASCAR to me. I might watch old NASCAR races from now on. Maybe starting next year. Maybe next year's Daytona 500. I'll just watch an old one. Might as well, right? Alright. Next is Amanda Nunes. I don't think she's in the UFC anymore. Yeah, I think she retired. She's 38 now. From Brazil. Brazilian fighter nicknamed the Lioness, who began her professional career in 2008. She defeated Miesha Tate for the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship in 2016, becoming the first openly gay champion in UFC history. I never knew she's gay. Okay. Before fame, she lost in the first round submission during her MMA debut on March 8, 2008. Trivia, she won 5 consecutive fights by knockout after losing her first bout. Wow. Family life, she was introduced to judo by her older sister. She began dating UFC fighter Nina Ansaroff in 2014. They had a daughter named Reagan Ann Nunes in September 2020. They welcomed another daughter named Hazel in November 2023. Associated with, she was scheduled to face Kat Zingano in Strikeforce, Melendez and Healy on September 29, 2012, but an injury forced Gilbert Melendez to back out and the fight was canceled. Yeah. I heard that Amanda Nunes is one of the greatest UFC women fighters of all time. Okay, the last belated birthday for May 30th is Jake Roberts. You know, the legendary wrestler known as Jake the Snake, for bringing a python into the ring with him when he wrestled. He enjoyed a long, popular career in the WWF and WCW. Before fame, he began his wrestling career doing small shows in Louisiana. Trivia, he is credited with inventing the finishing move, the DDT, which became a widely used mainstay in pro wrestling. Family life, his father, Orlean Grizzly Smith, was a pro wrestler. His half-siblings were also pro wrestlers. Associated with, he once DDT'd Hulk Hogan on an episode of The Snake Pit. So yeah, Jake the Snake's a legendary wrestler from the Golden Era. And he had a pretty rough life outside of wrestling. He had like a drinking problem. But man, when he comes out with that big-ass giant snake, I think the snake is called Damien. He unleashes the snake. It scared everybody in the ring, the wrestlers, including Andre the Giant. I saw a clip where Andre the Giant, he eliminated himself in the Royal Rumble because of Jake the Snake's snake. Yeah, Andre's so huge, man. He can easily step over the top rope at the time. Now to May 31st, the May 31st's belated birthdays. First one we got is Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber. Not Justin Bieber. Alright, Shane Bieber. Right-handed pitcher who was named an All-Star in just his second MLB season with the Cleveland Guardians in 2019. Following a dominant 2020 campaign with the Guardians, he received the 2020 AL Cy Young Award. Before fame, he spent his college days at the UC Santa Barbara. He then played for the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos baseball team, as well as for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Trivia: in the 2019 MLB All-Star Game, he received the All-Star Game's Most Valuable Player award after striking out the side in the 5th inning and earning the win. Family life: he was born in Orange, California. He became engaged to Kara Maxine Kavajics in July of 2021. Associated with, he joined his teammate Carlos Santana as one of the Indians All-Stars for 2019. All right, so now Shane. I don't think he's still with the Guardians, is he? Gotta look him up because, it doesn't tell you. Oh, yeah, okay, the Blue Jays. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. As well, yeah. Him. Okay. All right, yeah. I remember seeing Shane in the postseason from last year. Sadly, the Toronto Blue Jays are not as a good team as they were last year. I mean, I know there's a long ways to go. But I don't know. It's a tough division that they're in. All right, next birthday is a wrestler. And I'll tell you how I found out about this guy. His name is Ian Richard Hodgkinson, also known as Vampiro. That's his ring name, Vampiro. Vampiro, I guess. He's a Canadian, born in Thunder Bay, Canada. Best known for his time in Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre during the early 1990s. He's also worked for the Lucha Underground as a color commentator. Before fame, he was a bodyguard for the pop group Milli Vanilli. Trivia. Pro Wrestling Illustrated ranked him number 31 on their 2000 list of the 500 greatest singles wrestlers in the world. Wow, that's a lot of wrestlers. Family life. He was raised by a single mother and his two sisters. He has a daughter named Dasha with his ex-wife, Kitsu. Associated with, he was a member of the Psychopathic Records rap group Flying Lotus, featuring Insane Crown, Poses, Violent J, among others. So here's how I found out about this guy, because y'all know I listen to a lot of podcasts. I have multiple favorite wrestling podcasts on SiriusXM. And, you know, they do interviews. They would interview wrestlers sometimes. And they have one called SiriusXM. They'll save some of the, or quite a lot of the wrestling interviews. And then I saw one that says Vampiro. I'm like, that sounds like an interesting name. So I listened to him. He was on Off the Ropes with Jonathan Coachman, and his partner was Bishop Dreyer, also known as Baron Corbin. He was also known as Baron Corbin when he was with WWE. And Vampiro, man, the way it's funny how he talks. Sounds like he was cutting a promo. As a face, not a heel, but yeah. Yeah, it's funny how, and that was like 2 months ago, maybe even more. Let's just say about 2 months ago. But yeah, somehow I remember his ring name ever since, you know. All right. Next one. Jordy Nelson. So Jordy Nelson, former NFL player, wide receiver, who had a breakout year in 2011, catching 15 touchdown passes for the Green Bay Packers. He helped the Packers win Super Bowl 45 in 2011. Before fame, he was an All-American during his senior year at the Kansas State University. Trivia, he earned a $13 million contract extension with the Packers after his outstanding 2011 season. He was named AP Comeback Player of the Year after the 2016-17 season. Family life. He has a son named Royal with his wife Emily Nelson. Associated with, he became a favorite target of star quarterback Aaron Rodgers. So yeah, that's Super Bowl. I did watch that game in full from 15 years ago. And I do remember Jordy Nelson. He was a really good wide receiver at the time. Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers coming back for one more season. Next one is Gable Steveson. Gable Steveson. Wow, he's only like 1 year older than me. American professional wrestler who has been signed by the WWE. He won gold at the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics in the 125 kilogram weight division in the freestyle wrestling category. He signed with the Buffalo Bills in 2024, playing as a defensive end. Before fame, he played for the Minnesota Golden Gophers in the NCAA Division I. He won the gold medal in the NCAA Division I National Championships in 2021 at 285 pounds. Trivia, he is the reigning Pan American Continental Champion. He also won the World Championship 3 times at various age groups. Family life, he was born in Portage, Indiana, and lives in Apple Valley, Minnesota. His brother is wrestler Damon Kemp. He is dating a woman named Maddie Mitchell, associated with. He is the second gold medalist, joined WWE after Kurt Angle. So yeah, Gable Steveson was actually part of the WWE, but sadly, he didn't last very long. He didn't do much. He was previously signed to WWE from 2021 to 2024, but he never did much. Which is a damn shame. But after with WWE, he went to the NFL, but he didn't last long either. So I don't know what's he doing now. Oh, is he mixed martial arts? Oh wow, I guess he's focusing on that. Wow. That's cool. All right. Okay, got 3 more to go, and then 1 birthday for today. Next one is Joe Namath, Broadway Joe. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. The greatest New York Jets quarterback in history. Quarterback for the New York Jets from 1964 to 75, who was known as Broadway Joe. His signature win in Super Bowl III, which he publicly guaranteed a few days earlier. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Just reading that was a defining moment that helped shape the modern NFL. Before fame, he was a standout in basketball and baseball growing up. In addition to football, he played college football at the University of Alabama. Bear Bryant era. Trivia: 1967. 1967, he became the first quarterback to throw over 4,000 yards in a single season. He was named MVP for Super Bowl III in 1969. Family life, yes, he had 2 daughters, Jessica Grace and Olivia Rose, with Deborah Lynn Mays, whom he was married to from 1984 to 2000. Associated with, although Namath is most associated with the Jets' Super Bowl III winning team, the defense played a major part in the victory. Interception. Earl Morrall and Johnny Unitas 4 times. So yeah, Joe Namath, he guaranteed a Super Bowl win for the Jets, and that exactly happened. Super Bowl III, the biggest Super Bowl upset ever. One of the biggest upsets in sports history. And he's a very likable guy. It's crazy, man. And the New York Jets sadly have never made the Super Bowl since the Joe Namath era. That's why Namath is their greatest quarterback in history. Back when the NFL Football League was rough. Alright. Next one is Iga Świątek. I always think I pronounce her name wrong. But yeah, the Polish player in tennis. Is she the 2nd or 3rd best player in the world? I haven't really checked the rankings in quite some time, but I'm only 12 days older than her. Polish tennis player. As of May 2021, she is ranked number 9 in the world by the Women's Tennis Association. She was the champion at the 2020 French Open. Yeah, and back then, her seeding was very, very low, and after that, that was the beginning. Her ranking was rising like crazy. Entering the French Open in 2022, she was ranked as world number 1. Before fame, she won a doubles gold medal at the Summer Youth Olympics in 2018. Trivia: her Instagram features photos from the court as well as her daily life. Her account has gained over 2.3 million followers. Family life: her father is a competitive rower and her mother is an orthodontist. Associated with at the 2021 Australian Open, she pulled out wins over Aranska Rus and Camila Georgi. I'm not sure why they're telling me that. I'm not sure why they put that there, but anyways, Iga, I think she won the French Open 4 times. She won a US Open and last year's Wimbledon. She's a great player, very fast too. I think she's still in the French Open, unless if she got eliminated. If she did, that was another upset. I guess I'll find out, because I was behind, just, watching whatever I can watch, But that's the best part about YouTube TV. It's always a must-see match when she faces Arena Sabalenka, that's for sure. All right. And she was on the Mac Zone. Remember I mentioned the Mac Zone, John McEnroe and Patrick McEnroe's like Manning cast style of tennis? She was on there, so that was cool. All right. Last belated birthday, Kenneth Crawford, also known as Montez Ford. Montez Ford is WWE wrestler. Most popular birthday on May 31st, born in Chicago. Wrestler who made his television debut in August 2017 with NXT. He defeated the Metro Brothers in his opening. His finishing move is the Frog Splash. He has over 650,000 followers on his Instagram account. Before fame, he spent 4 years in the Marine Corps and worked in the U.S. Navy before joining WWE. Trivia: he joined WWE in April 2015 and was sent to the WWE's Performance Center for training. He made his professional debut in September of that year in Florida. Family life: he married fellow wrestler Bianca Belair in 2026. April, they announced they were expecting their first child together. Associated with, he shared a photo of himself with fellow wrestler The Undertaker to his Instagram account in November of 2020. Oh. November of 2020 was when they had that Undertaker's ceremony Survivor Series for his official retirement. So, yeah, Montez Ford, part of the Street Profits. He's very likable, yep. And Bianca Belair, his wife, is pregnant, right? That's why Bianca hasn't been wrestling lately. So, yeah. Okay, one more birthday. So, yeah, one more birthday, and this is the only birthday that I found that I know today. And it's not an athlete, it's an announcer, and his name is Dan Hicks. So Dan Hicks is an NBC sportscaster for golf events who also covered the Olympics. Before fame, early in his career, he worked as a sports reporter for CNN. Trivia: for a number of years, he hosted NBC's annual winter sports special Ice. Family life: he married fellow sportscaster Hannah Storm in 1994. and together they had 3 children. Associated with, he became known for dead-on impressions of his sportscasting colleagues, as well as former President Richard Nixon. I did not know that. So yeah, isn't that weird? That's the only birthday I found. But Dan Hicks, he's a great announcer. When the French Open used to be on NBC, he would be the main announcer along with John McEnroe and Mary Carrillo. Yeah, I do remember hearing Dan Hicks calling golf because, you know, NBC and the Golf Channel, they have a partnership on that. I believe, yeah, the U.S. Open golf is coming up, so most likely he'll be there. And I remember earlier in the Winter Olympics, he was the voice of the alpine skiing downhill. And I believe for swimming for the Summer Olympics with Rowdy Gaines. I think that's his partner. Yeah. Yeah, he's great. He's got a great voice. And, yeah. Oh, and I think he used to call Notre Dame football, unless if he still does. Yeah. Because NBC Sports in general is bigger than ever. All right. Hey, we got a comment from the MVP. 5 Tayer. I made sure not to forget about your comment. Yes, I already read your comment, but you know, might as well read it on the episode, right? Oops. Where is the news? Okay. Thank you for the comment, 5 Tayer, because I would like for you to comment on every episode from now on going forward, because that just shows you actually care about this podcast. Sadly, not many people do, but oh well. But you said you haven't been watching much of the French Open so far, but earlier today, when you're making this comment, I know I'm reading this a little late, this was from 2 days ago, you watched the 5th set of another major upset match. You might know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, the Novak match. You saw that live, huh? This tournament is so wide open. Maybe it's finally Alexander Zverev's time to shine. Yeah, Sasha. TNT's coverage has been great. I wonder how it would be if they also broadcasted the other 3 Grand Slam tournaments. They would become the home host of tennis, except for Tennis Channel, of course. If I was you, I would only watch the Stanley Cup Final on Sportsnet this year because of being on ABC here in the USA. Even if there's no Canadian team in the final, they will still have a separate broadcast. Yes, I do know that. How do you know that? How did you know that? I guess because do you follow Sportsnet's social media? I know you follow like thousands of accounts on Twitter, which is crazy. Also, 5 Tayer, I have a question for you. Might as well ask you, who are your picks to win the Stanley Cup Final and the NBA Finals? Let me know. I remember you showed me your brackets, and I got, to be honest, I forgot which teams you had in your final brackets. But thanks for the comment once again. So, yep, another shorter episode because don't have much time. Hopefully I'll have more time tomorrow. There are other things I want to talk about, mainly WWE's Clash in Italy. I did not see any of that. I'll try to watch some of it tonight. And more French Open. I've been catching up on the UFL. I'll talk about that tomorrow as well. And give you my predictions of the Stanley Cup Final and the NBA Finals. Alright, guys. Whoa. Thought I heard a voice. Holy shit, that scared the crap out of me. Jesus. As soon as I heard it play the danger music, all right, I'm out. Bye. See you tomorrow.
This has been KSN.